Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now.
Hi guys, welcome back to Reseller Recap with Jen Emily Morgan, and we're missing Morgan today, but we are going to talk the CFM community. We have mentioned it in a lot of the podcasts, but we've never just talked about what it is and what it's about. And if you didn't know, it's called the CrazyFlippinMom group or community. Emily started it, so I want Emily to talk about it so you guys know about it.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a mom.
Yes.
Mother, woman to be a part. That's always the question I get.
Yeah.
That really came from the group I was doing on email and in social media before this.
Mhm.
So I would talk to people and we had this email chain, and it was really other Poshmark eBay sellers. And everywhere I go, I really like to create community, and that's something I'm good at. And so before this, I was doing similar things, like let's connect. And
Yeah.
I would say on those emails, tell me your flipping story. Like, how did you get started? Tell me your best flip. So kind of that play on name, I was branding myself the Crazy Flippin' Mom. I had at that point 4 little kids. This was 8-9 years ago. So my daughter would have been 1, 2 ish.
Wow.
And I had 2 kids in diapers. So now you're like Crazy Flippin' Mom. Then it felt like real motherhood, like in the real deep end of the pool of motherhood. And I probably had 1 kid in school. So my social media looked so much different back then, like potty training and all nap time. Working during nap time was a big thing that I used to do. So, but the Crazy Flippin' Mom thing stuck. And I also love to create space for women here, not just another e-commerce group, but we talked on our last podcast that there are women here. Where are we though? We're like busy. we're like running our kids around and doing this. So a lot of times we're not on social media sharing. So anytime we can create an environment for other women to be a part of, I love that. So we kind of just leaned into all of that. And I'm saying, and there's like so many things because what we were saying in our last podcast, I think everybody wants to be a millionaire. You go to these big conferences, you look on these courses, YouTube, and you feel like you can't do that. You don't have the time, you don't have the budget. So you think this isn't for you. So I was doing this as a busy mom, and I was making enough to help my husband leave his job, to buy groceries, to do a lot more. It wasn't $1 million, but it was life-changing money.
Yeah.
And that was so impactful. And that was really during the era of MLMs for women. Like everybody was selling oils, selling dresses, selling wraps, everybody, because women at home, you need extra income. What is there? And MLM really fit that niche for women. But I think Amazon and Walmart fit it better. You don't need friends. You don't need your parents. You don't need anybody.
I don't have to sell to everybody I know.
Right. You're using Amazon and Walmart's database, your search engine, and just plugging in products. So I was coming out of like that MLM space. I didn't do any of that. We kind of talked about that, I think, in my community last week. I wasn't really a part of that, but I was looking for ways to create income. And so I jumped on Amazon, and I was blown away by the potential, even with a small budget, even super busy. I always capped out with eBay because I didn't have time to source. Those clothes, you're sourcing one off and you sell it. How many things can you source a day in your time? And I was always stuck growing because I didn't have more time to source. So this took all of that away. I didn't need 30 different shirts. I needed one product, and I could bulk order it. So I really saw how it was changing my life, but how it could positively affect other people in my same place, men and women who have a day job, who need more income, who can work nights, weekends. And my husband was helping me at this point, but he was like detached from the social media aspect of it. And I was like, this could be life-changing for people. We should start a group. Nobody has a group that's RAOA focused for busy people, not looking, they don't have credit cards, they don't have budgets, to blow here. And thankfully, Brandon believes in me more than I believe in myself. He's more in on me than I am on me. Okay.
That's the best support system for all of us.
Yes. He was like, okay, if you think that could do well, let's do it. Like, met with the developer, do it. And we put all of our pennies into making the app and the desktop happen. Launched it, and we launched it like 5 years ago in January. And the funny thing is, we launched it with like not a shred of content in it. It was, I had a small mentorship group, so we were there. So there might have been some discussions, but originally it was just empty. It was like empty groups. And yeah, it was amazing to see people like jump in and understand the vision. And we've had thousands of people through the community over the last 5 years. And, our space doesn't lend itself to like longevity. People do this for like a season and then they're like, oh, I'm out of school, or my kids grew up and now I can go back to my job. That's great. That's a lot of times how our space looks. You're doing this for that instant money. You're not selling a store at the end of the day. You're not selling a brand. It's just like instant money. And over the last 5 years, we've had so many people, though, like buy cars. I've had people say they've been able to leave abusive relationships, get a new apartment, just like make ends meet, buy groceries, all of those things. Every win is a win, no matter how small. And I think that's why we started it and why we're going to this day is I still think there are men and women who could benefit. And I think even more, I can't believe I'm saying this, but even more today than probably 5 years ago, I hear such negative comments about RA and OA that it's dying.
Yes.
I think there's like an onslaught this year of that. Like it's over. And I understand where they're coming. I read the articles. I listen to what they're saying because Amazon wants brand direct. They want the brands, not even brand direct. So when I leave these shows, I'm like, fool, they don't even want you. They don't even want wholesale. So wow.
No. They want craft direct. They don't want to have to pay a wholesaler, a distributor, or anybody that has the contact at craft. They want the direct.
Right. So I hear a lot of that negative comments on RA and OA, and it is harder to get in and start moving, but there's still potential there. I think if we hadn't known what it was doing 5 years ago, we would be getting in now like, this is insane.
Yeah. Oh, 1000%.
Like, how much money could I make? And I didn't have to go to school. I didn't have to get a license.
I know.
Like, no overhead. I can test it out. That's crazy. And I think we're spoiled because we know how it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. At the Ungates was 10 units. Like, that's great, but that was going to end at some point. It's ended. It's moved on, and you're going to adapt and you're going to figure it out. And that's always how it's been.
Yeah.
You're going to figure it out or you're not. And I think if you do figure it out and you're like that hustler mindset and you don't mind making mistakes, put in the work, OA, RA is alive and well. Jen is a testament to that. And that's why we have the community. We are there live every week. We talk Mondays and Fridays each week. Sometimes it's guests coming in, agencies coming in to teach. We're talking about experience, about updates. Sometimes it's just yapping. Mm-hmm. I think that those conversations of just like mindless work, we do these prep calls, are therapeutic for us because nobody else, we're home, alone a lot of times working. So we can just unload, like, this is what's happening. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. And you're with people who get it. So when you are complaining about IPs and cases and, the mindless complaints we do all the time, you're talking to people who get it and who can also chime in and hopefully give you some helpful tips. So The community is open right now. You can join. You can grab 5 years of conversations, of content, of courses, watch on demand, and DM questions, join the live calls. You'll see our shopping hauls. But is it an easy button? It's a helpful button. You will still need to put in the work. Everybody's journey is a little bit different depending on your time and budget. And that's what's really hard is people will ask me, like, how fast can I get this going? It's so dependent on you. Like, it's so dependent on how you can get through these hurdles. Some people don't do well on computers, so it's like a very big learning curve. But it is helpful to have people who can walk you through those steps because they are changing all the time. And I actually had somebody last night, we were DMing about ungates, and she was sending me YouTube videos. And I tell a lot of people, go to YouTube. There's so much content there. So, if you have a question, look at what everybody's saying. She's sending me these videos, and they're not even that old, but
they're like 2 years old because that's just not relevant
so
anymore.
out of practice. Like, they're so out of date.
Yeah.
And also they're selling like bigger courses.
Of course.
And I was like, I have to be careful because I am selling my community, but my community is like $1.50 a day. So I'm like, am I selling it? I don't know. But I was like, I mean, maybe they're saying something good, but that information is not great.
No, I always am floored by what people will ask, that they want like $3,000 or $4,000 for like an ungate guide. I'm like, the community is $50 a month. And that ungate guide is from 2 years ago. You cannot ungate like that. Like, I mean, some of the YouTube videos, like when I started, this is, I guess is this year 4 or 5? I've lost track. Started in 2021. This is year 5. They were like, oh yeah, go in and edit the PDF and put the brand on there, even though and I'm like, you could never do that now. And then you're wanting me to spend thousands. Like, it's just such bad information. We're meeting all the time. We're meeting 2 to 3 times a week sometimes, like at least twice, usually 3 times. And like, so we talk through it and we're like, no, that changed because things this last year, like year and a half, things are changing on the daily. And so like you said, like everybody's doing it different. Like we have people in the group that only do Walmart. We have people that only do Amazon. We have people that are like only eBay sellers. We have people that are doing like Goodwill bins. We have people that are only doing clearance or FBA or, and so there's enough of us that we're like a big think tank. So like if one person doesn't know the answer, somebody's going to know the answer or can get the answer for you. And it's just, you have it all in one place. Because I know I've been part of it since almost the very beginning of starting to sell. Like I think I logged in and applied for my Amazon account in February. And I think I joined the group in March. Because I was like, why work smarter, not harder?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Somebody asked me, like, what if you started today, what's one thing you would do differently? I would start be in a community immediately. Yeah. Because the value from that interaction in my business is so huge. That's, yes, YouTube, like if you're not investing, you don't have an account, you're not taking the step. There's free content out there, but when you are in my community, we're like Monday, we're like, let's catch up. What was all the news? What are the changes happening? And a lot of times what you're seeing, especially in courses, they're not updated.
Yeah.
And they're years old. I know somebody who did a course before the ungate changes, and we were asking them, like, what do you do? Those ungate rules are so different. And their response was, it's not their fault. It's not their problem. So I really am flabbergasted. And I do want to come out with a course because that's what people want. Okay. Yeah. But I'm like, my courses were $50. And so I was always like, get in the group. Like the course is in the group. Plus,
I know. It's already there. Yeah. I know. That's why when everybody's always like, why don't you make a course or whatever, especially for Amazon, because nobody's come out with anything like recent for Amazon. Everybody's now doing all these courses just for Walmart or they're the old Amazon stuff. And I was like, they can just join CFM? Like, why? Like, what's the point? Just join it. We talk about it, and I share how I Amazon on there. Like,
yeah. It's difficult. Recorded content like courses, I hate doing that. I much prefer this live conversation. So whenever anyone's like, let's pre-record like a course, no, please, no. I think there's so much value in that live communication and conversation. And I have been doing it for 5 years, and I think that's where you should be, in a really active group. And I know arbitrage is not for everybody. If you are looking for a group and you are in, brand direct, you want to do, I would say just vet the group. Go with something that's relevant, that's live, as often as possible, because if you're only meeting like once a month, so much happens in a month. So I feel like you're missing out on a lot, that live interaction. And honestly, even if you are brand direct wholesale, we talk about so much in my group outside of just arbitrage sourcing. Our conversations a lot of times are around IP claims and account health and keep charts and, all the softwares out there. So I feel like that honestly could be good for anybody, not just arbitrage. I always say it's arbitrage specific, but anybody needs to learn how to ungate on Walmart and Amazon.
Well, and even how to use the platforms. Like, I just did a Zoom last week in the community talking about some of the like ways to just navigate Amazon now, because they moved like where stranded inventory goes for FBA. Well, I don't care how you're selling. If you're FBAing, you're FBAing, and so you need to know how to find those, how to get those live again. Then we were talking about they changed like shipping settings. Okay, well, that's just account stuff. Like, again, doesn't matter how you're sourcing products. You still need to know what the rules are, how to navigate the platform, or putting message templates, like what is the process? What does that look like?
Right.
Because like with Walmart, you used to not just have to respond, you had to close it. Well, Amazon's the same way. You have to not just respond, you have to close the case. Like, those are just things that are general housekeeping of being in this industry that you need to know. Like, I was, and most of the group was like, wow, I didn't know you had to go back and actually like do that. Well, yeah. Like, these are just, unless somebody is walking you through these things or having these conversations, you're not going to know.
Right.
And then I always love when we get like new people in the group, because they're like, okay, I watched these and I have these questions now. Fantastic. What are they? Like, we're not going to be like, go do that. Like, when people come in, like, I don't know what to do. Well, yeah, we're going to tell you, go watch all the tutorials, because they're there first. Like, we're not going to do for every single person and because we constantly have new people, like, let's do a live tutorial every single time over the same stuff. If there's a video of it that's current, we're going to tell you, go watch that and then come with your questions. And then we're happy to like answer your questions.
Yeah. And I think that's a complaint we've heard and we've felt when we've joined other free Facebook groups or communities. Before my community, I was actually kicked out. I tried to join another community. I was kicked out because I was too dumb, basically. I was new and I joined, and there's a lot of ands there. But common experience with all of us is we're belittled by our questions.
Oh,
we're made to feel really dumb. So I think that's always been the positive feedback, is like, oh, I can just ask a question and no one's like, belittling me for not knowing. We make a lot of tutorials to help. I just made a tutorial on Easter sourcing yesterday, like a 20-minute using Keepa charts in Amazon. And I hope those are very practical, but sometimes you just need to bring your questions. And we've all started in the same place. So no one is going to look down on you for, not knowing. I've had people message me, how do I list products? I just can't figure it out because a lot of the content on YouTube, it doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it wrong. Great. I'll help you through it. And you're not going to get the, honestly, in some of these Facebook groups, you're really belittled. It's terrible.
Yeah. Or they're like, Telegram, what are they? Telegram and what's the other one? Discords and stuff. Like we have seen screenshots of people that have like come into the community that were in other communities before, and they're showing us the screenshots of what people are saying to them for asking questions. Like they're in the group to ask. So what do you want them to just be in the group and sit there and never ask a question? So you don't want them to be successful, but you want them to pay $250 a month to be in your group? Like you're insane. Like, no, like
when we started, I wanted this to be affordable, and we've never raised our prices. We started at $50 a month, and I've had pressure to raise prices always because we offer so much. But I feel like I wanted this to be helpful for a mom like me, and I was looking at what I could spare in my budget, what would feel worth it. And I always landed on $50.
Yeah.
So we are really intentionally setting that price so we're available for everybody. And it doesn't feel like a huge sacrifice, but you're getting so much. But you really do. And we want it to be like that. We want you to feel like after every month you went to like 12 calls. Those calls, a lot of times to meet with me, a one-on-one mentorship call is like, I don't know what it was last time, like $150 or something. So I feel like the value is crazy, and you're getting Jen talking about her experience. I don't know many people who are doing more RA merchant on Amazon than you, so
I haven't met them yet. They might exist. If you exist, please message me. I'd love to like chat.
This is your competition.
I don't think anybody wants to be as crazy as me, but it works for me. And but that's what I love. Like everybody supports you. Like, it's just funny. Like when I'm having those crazy nights, especially when we have like the prep calls and stuff, because I just need to stay focused and I need to get my orders out. And like, if I went in an office, you know what I mean? I was trying to work and someone was talking to me, like that's so distractive where like I can put in my earbuds and chat with you guys and I'm taping and nobody cares that it's so loud. You know what I mean? And just getting through it. And we did that a lot. Like in Q4, it's like, okay, we're doing a Wednesday night, everybody get on at 7 p.m. and let's just get through what we need to get through. You know?
Yeah, I think that's those calls are so helpful because you do just have to do that mindless work, and nobody wants to do it, but it is helpful to have somebody there, yapping about heated rivalry or movies or whatever books they're watching. Sometimes it is pretty mindless.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's like amusing.
It's fun. Well, and I, like you said, like it might have originally been, okay, moms and stuff, but we have so many guys in the community. We have just like such a varying ages of young and older. And, like, I just like that everybody has been supportive. And if they're not, guess what? They will boot you out. Like we don't need your negativity. We don't need your criticisms. Like we're here to support each other. If you're going to go in on someone, you're immediately gone. Like we just don't need the negativity.
Yeah. And I, to that point, I think you get into some groups and they think they're like doing something important. And I will say financial freedom, there's nothing more important. They think though they're creating a cure to cancer.
Yeah.
And they are important. and you go in like tippy toes, like don't say anything dumb. You see him in person and you're like, should I kiss a ring or something?
I know.
What do I do?
Some of them are very cultish. Like, and we do have the joke. We do have the joke that we are our own cult, but it's not like that. It's not that serious.
Yeah. And I think it's probably refreshing for people to be like, yeah, it's normal people. And I get that feedback a lot at events because we're just fun. I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to, everybody's trying to flex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, please, if you're not more interesting, you don't have anything else to say to me but the size of your wallet.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. And I think that's really refreshing for people. It's just, we're all on the same like playing field of just trying to make this work. It's really not that important though. It's not that important that we have to put ourselves up on a pedestal. It's normal people.
Yeah.
And so you definitely get that feel from the community is It's sometimes like I just went through a terrible month and the community rallied around me and they sent gifts and they sent notes. And I feel like that community that cares about you, that's so priceless.
Yeah.
And when it's somebody's birthday, and
We're singing to you and bringing you crowns and sashes.
yes, and we do gift exchanges at Christmas. We did a gift exchange for Valentine's.
Yeah, that was
So
fun.
it's very human,
Yeah.
it's very like we honestly care about you.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you, like, if this isn't for you, if this isn't going to work, we'll tell you. And so at least like this is going to be hard for you. Maybe this isn't right, but maybe you just want to be there to be a part of the community and talk. And I feel like that's so much value to someone's life. So
Yeah.
it definitely is that human element, where sometimes we're laughing, sometimes we're crying. We're celebrating a lot of wins. We're figuring out losses and how to get your account back.
We're all rage dumping and trauma dumping when things go wrong and like,
Yes.
don't do what I did, but we're learning from each other's mistakes instead of all of us making the mistake, I'm like, okay, great. Like I'm saving you from doing the same thing.
Yeah. And I think that's huge that people are willing to share, when they get suspended for selling on a listing, they're not keeping it close to the chest. They're like sounding the alarm, coming
get off. Hey, if you guys are on this too, get off before you get it. Yeah.
And really sharing, pitfalls so other people know. And I think that makes the community successful is everyone's willingness to share.
I agree. That's why I've been in it for 4 or 5 years, whatever it is now. So
I was going to say, we obviously are huge cheerleaders. I honestly think it's the best community out there. And I know it's my community, but I love everybody. And there are seasons where there's a lot of people, seasons where there's not a lot of people. No matter what, though, I love it. I love the vibe. It's like I couldn't find the community, so I made it. And so it's like I made it for me. This is what I wanted and what I needed.
Yeah.
And I'm glad other people can benefit from that too.
No, but the last year and a half, it's just been, there's been people that have been in as long as me and having the recordings, the calls recorded is so helpful because there are so many that are like single parents and they can only watch at night or they have day jobs and this is just like their weekend thing so they can watch everything. And so I'll get, messages after like, hey, I had a question about this. Great. But then there's just been a really good pod group for a year and a half of everybody's so supportive. Everybody's working together. Everybody's figuring out how this is going to work for them in whatever manner. Like I said, everybody's kind of doing different stuff, but definitely just, I don't know. It's been really, really fun. Really good group.
I agree. We will post the links below. It's open for new members. So you can just click the link, set up your account. You can download the Crazy Flippin' Mom app on your phone in the App Store. So then you can have it on the go. You sign in on the desktop. So we have the Zoom links there. You can jump into new calls that are coming or all the old recordings. You can watch those on your phone or on the desktop. So all you really need is to set up an account and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Join calls. Let us know that you joined watching this. We'd love to chat with you.
Yeah.
This is great. I love connecting with new people, especially if you're coming to events we're going to this year too. That's so fun to meet in person. So make sure to reach out. And yeah, this was great.
I know. I was like, why have we never actually talked about it? We should actually talk about it. We've only been doing this for over a year. And I was like, we always mention it, but we've never actually talked about it.
I'm a very bad salesperson.
I know. Well, that's what I was like. We should talk about it. So people actually know where we all came from and why we are friends and how we all became friends. So yeah.
Right. Yep.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.